Hi, everyone. My name is Dawn Ward. I'm a faith-based biblical life coach, author, and speaker. I originally founded the Faith to Flourish to help women whose loved ones were struggling with addiction, mental health issues, or self-destructive behaviors. It now serves anyone who desires to grow and flourish in their relationship with Jesus in any season of life, especially the hard, seemingly barren ones. A little bit of information about me. My father, husband, and child all struggled to one degree or another with addiction. While I tried to rescue and control and fix them, my efforts only caused me to fall apart right along with them. I experienced the trauma of watching helplessly as they self-destructed, and I was falling apart with them. Sadly, my physical and mental health, as well as my spiritual health and my relationship with the Lord, was also suffering. I was stuck in a continual state of overwhelm, frustration, and confusion. I wanted to get out of the pit I was in, but I just didn't know how. So every day for me felt like Groundhog Day. I could see no light at the end of the tunnel. I had neglected so many other important relationships in my life along the way. I developed a negative mindset and believed that unless my family member was happy, there was just no way I could be happy. The thought of making myself and my relationship with the Lord a priority and moving forward in His purpose and plan for my life, well, that just seemed selfish. So one day, my husband and I were talking, and he said, "You know what? You're going to worry yourself to death." And I remember saying, "You know what? You're right. You have permission to write that on my tombstone. She worried herself to death." But right then, I heard the Lord speak to my heart, and He said, "No, it's not going to say that. It's going to say she trusted God." And so that is when my journey back to peace and joy and fulfillment began. I did not want to just say that Jesus was first in my life. I wanted Jesus to actually be first in my life. I wanted to trust Him, not only when the seasons of life were harsh and barren, but also when they were gentle and kind. I wanted to have my good days and my bad days be days that I trusted Jesus and I put Him first in my life, no matter what was going on. In every season of life, I wanted to thrive, not just survive. Through the grief, through the pain, through the suffering. If my husband or child were trapped in addiction, in self-destructive behaviors, I still wanted to know that Jesus was first in my life, that it wasn't just me saying it, but that I actually believed it and lived that way. I believe you're here today because you want this for your life also. Perhaps your pain is not because a family member is struggling with addiction or mental illness or life-destructive behaviors. Maybe you're suffering in your body. Perhaps it's your marriage. Maybe it's a divorce that you're going through, the death of someone that you love and care about. Maybe it's a financial crisis or a job loss. We all have something that is weighing heavy on our hearts and on our minds, don't we? I bet you're wondering, how did I go from floundering in my faith to flourishing in my faith? And most importantly, how can I understand what you're going through? Allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. Along with being in women's ministry for over 30 years, I'm also a licensed esthetician. That means I do skincare. And I work in a medical office that I've been working for over 20 years. Along the way, I've had an opportunity to meet and hear the stories of many interesting men and women. It has provided me with a unique perspective, especially in the hearts of women that I serve. I have learned to listen well as they share their hopes, their dreams, their longings, their concerns, and their fears with me. I'm honored to have grown deeply as a person because of the insightful conversations I've had over the years. Because of the lessons I learned on the journey throughout the desert and talking to people who've been in and out of the desert, I started this ministry. I learned that God is faithful in the hardest of times. I learned His word never fails. It is the truth that we can depend on. I've learned that watching our loved ones struggle is hard. It's painful, but it's not the only hard and painful thing that we're going to go through in our life. These lessons apply to every person who is struggling or loves someone who is. The Faith to Flourish offers refreshing insight, wisdom, and biblical guidance to those who are going through, have gone through, or will be going through painfully difficult times in their lives. That pretty much applies to all of us, doesn't it? Here we will learn to cultivate healthy and meaningful relationships with God, with our families, and with each other. The Lord has called us to have unfailing faith, to flourish in His favor, and to fulfill His calling in our lives. So this is where we're going to learn to do that. You will find me blogging at thefaithtoflourish.com. You will also find some excellent faith-based biblical support, courses, and free resources there, as well as a life coaching program that I'm now offering. On that note, I'm pleased to announce the Faith to Flourish Pathway program, where you will learn to be restored in your faith and life, renewed in your mind so you can get rid of toxic and negative thinking. You'll also reclaim your true identity as a child of God and be able to withstand with a resilient faith the difficulties and challenges that life brings us. As the Faith to Flourish grows, I'll also be offering more resources to help you grow in every season of life. Welcome to the Faith to Flourish. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. Isaiah 58:11. Please check out our resources. Take a look around our page. I hope to see you in some of our courses. God bless you. And again, welcome to the Faith to Flourish.